my friends, welcome to Creating with Jovi and to 100 Days of Pockets. Would you like to see how to make a double tag pocket? Well, I'm going to show you in this video. And I want to mention before we get into it that this is a collaboration. It's 100 Days of Pockets. It is hosted by Cindy A. Lewis, and I am collaborating along with her. If you'd like to join in and make a pocket every day with us for 100 days, we would love that. That would be fantastic. And also, just so that you know, you can share your makes in our Facebook groups. Of course, along if you have a YouTube channel and Instagram, all of that, of course. But if you don't have YouTube and Instagram and you don't create content in that way, but you still want to share, both Cindy and I have Facebook groups. We will pop those in our description box so you can come on over and show off your crafty pocket. All right, the materials that you are going to need are a 4x6 piece of paper, 2 large tags or journaling cards, coordinating scrapbook paper or book pages, and I'm going to go ahead and use the matching book pages, or double-sided tape, scissors or trimmer, and then your embellishments, lace, washi tape, stamps, ink, all of that good stuff. So we're starting with our 4x6 base paper. And then this piece needs to be 4x4. So let's look at both sides and see what looks like it would look good. I do like that the blue matches, but I think I might enjoy the contrast more. So we're going to go ahead and use this one, and it needs to be 4x6. So this has a little bit of a tear in it, so I'm going to go ahead and do the 6 inches first, and I'm going to I'll take 2 off the bottom. How about that? And then we'll end up taking some off the top too. But let's do this first. All right, we have our next layer, and this needs to be measured and cut to 4x4. All right, so now we're going to continue to cut this to 4 inches. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to cut it right here. And now it just needs to be 4 inches wide. So I'm going to take a little bit off of this side and a little bit off of the other side. All right, the next step is to take this 4x4 piece, and we're going to go ahead and glue it onto our base piece. So it's going to look like this. You are going to glue 3 sides. Now this piece, this was, I don't know if you remember, but this was like the leftover piece from yesterday, I think. So this one is going to be cut by 4 inches wide by 2.5 inches tall. Since this is plain, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that. I can do this with my ruler and just tear it away. And now it needs to be 2.5 inches high. So actually, I'm going to turn it like this. I'm measuring it out here. So 1, 2.5 is right here. So I'm going to put this ruler right here on these dots. Oops, it shifted a little, so let me get it back into place. Try to make these as straight as I can. 1, 2.5 goes right here. This paper is a little bit brittle, so I'm having to do a little cutting like that where that edge didn't come off. And because it is brittle, I'm going to go ahead and back it on some cardstock, and that way I don't have to worry about its longevity. There's no way that tags could go in and out of this pocket the way that it is. The paper would tear so easily, but backing it onto the cardstock makes it nice and strong, and I did do that to this layer up here. If you're working with paper that starts to curl, don't worry, don't need to panic. All you need to do is, once it's dry, press it under a book. And I say once it's dry, just so that if there's any glue on it, you don't end up getting any glue on your, book cover. But that's all you have to do. Press it under a book or anything that's heavy. All right, so this is going to be our second pocket, and we're going to glue this into place by going around these three edges. Don't put glue at the top. All right, now it is time to do a little embellishing. We might as well embellish while the glue is drying because I don't want to put tags in there and show you until it's nice and dry. So let's go ahead and get this down on the page. And I want to show you what I was tossing up for choices. So in my stash, I found this plate, which is good with the theme for sure. So that is definitely an option. I'm thinking about that. I'm sort of mulling that over in my head as I'm gluing this down. Then the other option was this. It says Simpson and Son, fresh baked daily. And I thought that was cute too. I keep going back to the plate because this has a lot of words on it, as does the rest of these book pages, because clearly they're book pages. So let's try the plate back on and make sure that that's what I want to do. And I think it is. I think it works. So I'm going to go ahead and glue that down. And I had put my glue down and left my top off, so it was running a little bit. So let me just spread this around. There we go. Got it. And now we can go ahead and put that down. All right, this should be dry enough for me to show you how it's going to work. I've been using this tag for all of them so far, so I might as well continue. So here's our first little pocket, and here is our second little pocket. And then this gets adhered to a page in your journal. Some of the pages in my journal are, well, all of them actually were quite fragile. So I laminated them with matte laminating sheets, and so now they're nice and strong. And so I think I'll go ahead. Let's try this on for size. I don't want to cover this fabulous picture up here, but we could adhere the pocket here, but we do end up covering some of that picture. This picture is not as cute, so I don't mind covering some of this. So if we put this here, I think this would be cute. I can take a quick look and see if I have a more plain paper. I have this one that I could cover, but part of me hates to because the prices are in here. And that's just a part of history, and I hate to get rid of that with such a large pocket. So when we do another corner pocket, I'll probably put that there because, yeah, it covers the whole thing, and I'd rather cover these army men. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's commit to covering the army men. I'm gonna, I guess, center it sort of right about here because I need to make sure, actually I could scoot it over a little bit more. I need to make sure that I can adhere some fabric here so I can create a full page. So yeah, we'll scoot this over here to the edge. There's plenty of room over here now, and I think that makes the most sense. Now, since my book pages are a bit fragile, I'm going to put plenty of glue on this. It'll adhere it to the other book page, which has been laminated, remember, and it should stay nice and strong. And there we are, my friends. I think it turned out just great. And just to show it to you one more time, there's this pocket that'll get a tag, and then there's this pocket that'll get a tag. I hope you like it. I really like this. I love how it turned out. And I appreciate you being here, spending a little time with me. And thanks for watching. See you soon.